Germany is significantly escalating its military support for Ukraine by delivering additional Patriot air defense system, a direct response to Russia's intensified missile campaign targeting Ukrainian infrastructure. This commitment comes alongside a firm political stance from Berlin, with Vice Chancellor Lars Klingbeil pushing for a comprehensive ban on Russian steel imports ahead of a key steel summit in the German capital. He called for a complete end to all steel imports from Russia, a move that has caused alarm within sectors of German industry concerned about the economic repercussion. This hardline approach, however, is not universal within Germany. Leaders of the opposition Sarah King Alliance BSW have publicly challenged the government's strategy, demanding a return to diplomacy with Moscow. The party's co-leader Amira Mohamed Ali warned that the current path risked a nuclear escalation, stating that no weapons or army could protect Germany in such a conflict, and emphasized diplomacy and arms control as essential safeguards. The debate in Germany is mirrored by a broader erosion of consensus within the European Union regarding financial support for Kyiv. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has openly rejected the EU's plan to fund Ukraine's war effort, deepening a political rift within the bloc. Citing The Economist's estimate that Ukraine will require $400 billion over the next 4 years, Orban declared that Brussels is agitated and is seeking to seize Russian assets and take on new debt to finance the conflict. He vowed that Hungary would not support the war politically, economically, or morally. Instead, his government announced a series of domestic measures, including tax exemptions for mothers, low-interest business loans, and the return of a 14-month pension, explicitly framing these actions as a priority for Hungarian families over involvement in foreign conflicts. This stance highlights the challenging political landscape the EU faces as it attempts to maintain unified support for Ukraine. Simultaneously, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has launched fresh verbal attack on the West, accusing it of wasting €500 billion on Ukraine since the conflict began in 2022. In a statement ahead of Russia's Days of National Unity, Medvedev mocked the Western government for funding what he labeled the bloody Kyiv clowns, alleging that a significant portion of the aid has been lost to corruption. Compared NATO's support for Ukraine to the U.S. war in Afghanistan, warning that the more money the West spends, the worse the outcome will be, and predicted Russia's eventual control over historically Russian land. These comments, reflecting Moscow's growing confidence, are part of a sustained propaganda effort aimed at undermining Western resolve and portraying the support for Ukraine as a futile financial drain. The foreign policy debate has also intensified in the United Kingdom, where former Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn has reignited a contentious discussion over the nation's role in the conflict. Orbán issued a stark warning that Prime Minister Keir Starmer proposed coalition of the willing on Ukraine could push the world toward a nuclear competition. Speaking from London, Orbán criticized NATO's expanding military role and urged a focus on diplomacy instead of escalation. He further accused former Prime Minister Boris Johnson of having blocked early peace effort in 2022, allegations that Johnson has denied. In contrast, Prime Minister Starmer has unveiled a tougher sanctions package against Moscow, pledging to cut off Russian oil and gas imports and to accelerate missile deliveries to Ukraine ahead of the challenging winter month, underscoring the deep political divisions the war has caused across Europe. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. Is Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban refusal to fund the EU's war effort in Ukraine a legitimate defense of his nation's sovereignty and economic interests, and why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.